Hello again, this is Dr. Lori. Continuing on in our tour of the syllabus for the PCOR 501 class, I would like to spend a little bit of time talking about the instructional methods. This is probably an instructional method that you may not have been exposed to in the past, and the name of this teaching method is called team-based learning. Now, when I say team-based learning, I know what you're thinking. For many of you, you have worked on teams and the experience was less than ideal. And so you might ask, why are we intentionally putting ourselves through that process of having a system that is frustrating or ineffective? So what I do have to say is that we have intentionally selected team-based learning because it's a pedagogy that is very well established and it taps into the benefits of team-based learning without having a lot of the negative consequences. For many people, they've worked on teams and they either felt like they were working with teammates who were very controlling and trying to force everybody to do exactly what they wanted, or they worked with teammates who didn't do their share and it was frustrating that they received the same score as everybody else when they didn't put their time in and contribute to the overall success of the team. This particular method, the team-based learning, solves those issues. And the way it does that is that it has a specific set of activities that a person goes through systematically on a weekly basis or a bi-weekly basis. So first of all, each person individually prepares for the particular topics that are coming up. We may have videos, readings, resources, activities, that kind of thing. So there is an expectation of individual preparation. Next, when you do come to class and it's that day when we are going to be having the individual and the team quiz, each person takes the quiz individually, so you can demonstrate your individual knowledge, and then you retake that exact same quiz, same questions as a team, and it requires consensus on each of those questions. And so the individual effort and the team effort are balanced out, and so each person does have accountability individually for that particular topic, as well as accountability to the team to voice their opinion. If they feel like they know that information and they stay quiet and the team gets it wrong, then that's just as bad as somebody who doesn't know the material and is very forceful in their opinions and they get it wrong. So kind of listening to everybody for the team quiz is very helpful. Then we also have application activities where you may be applying the kinds of things that you've learned in a setting where you have an instructor available. Those can be individual, small groups, large groups, and then finally team assignments that really kind of synthesize a lot of the kinds of things that you've learned. In addition, here's where I think some of the a lot of the issues that teamwork often brings with it is solved, is that there are twice in the quarter something called helping behavior. And what these are is that they are a peer evaluation of the other people who are on your team to let them know, both numerically and qualitatively, so with comments and with a score, how they are doing, contributing to each person's learning and contributing to the success of the team. So you contribute a small amount to that person's actual grade in the class. Now, if everybody is contributing very equally and very helpfully, then this has very little influence. But if there is one person who really isn't contributing, maybe they're not prepared or they're too shy about sharing and you really want to help them, encourage them, then this can be a way to give them the feedback that lets them know that you value their contribution to your team. So this peer review is an important piece of team-based learning, and you will be doing that with the people who are on your assigned team. Finally, at the end of the quarter, we have 2 team integrated projects that synthesize multiple concepts, and this is synthesized even across topics. So we're going to be looking at multiple topics within these integrated projects. If you'd like to learn more about team-based learning, you're welcome to click on this link. There are some short videos that you can watch. I think one of them is about 20 minutes long, and that's sort of in the longer range. So you can get a really good idea of what team-based learning does and how it works. But then you'll also be experiencing it in this class, and so there's no need to search there if you trust us and come to class prepared. Okay, so there are a few things then that are student expectations in terms of making this really be the most effective way for you to learn. You are expected to log in periodically to Canvas on a regular basis to make sure that you are aware of information that's there and to continue working on the class, to be prepared for those topics, to participate and discuss as we're going through the quarter. There is something that we've built into the class specifically for related to due dates. And a lot of times people say, well, what happens if something comes up, if some emergency happens or technology issues, my computer dies or something like that, and I'm right in the middle of something. What we do is there are different types of assignments. We have the individual quiz, the team quiz, and the team assignments. For each one of those, the lowest score will automatically be dropped, and Canvas does this all by itself. There are certain elements that can't be dropped. The final projects, the integrated projects cannot be dropped, and the final exam cannot be dropped, and also the helping behavior evaluations, those peer evaluations, cannot be dropped. So there are a few that can't be dropped, but if things happen as the course goes by, then that one lowest grade can be used for that. And you don't need a doctor's note, you don't need to tell us about it even. If there's something that's embarrassing, then for that student, you don't even need to worry about it. That lowest score just automatically gets dropped out of your grade, and your grade is based on the other scores. We do want you to keep track of the files all the way through the end of the course. In case there are questions that come up, we can help address those. And then we also have something called the anti-failure plan. If you're not doing well, we really want to reach out and help you. And so we initiate what we call the anti-failure plan. What that includes is a meeting with an instructor, an outline of activities to help improve your future performance, and then weekly meetings with an instructor to answer questions and look at your performance and how that's improving. If you would like to initiate the anti-failure plan, just contact me, and I'm happy to work with you individually throughout the quarter to make sure that you are right on track. The final thing that I'd like to point out is that Loma Linda policy is that the weeks start on Monday and end on Sunday night, and so especially for assignments that are sort of long and drawn out through the week, like the integrated projects and some other things that happen, those are generally due on Sunday night, and the next week then starts on the Monday after that. So we go Monday to Sunday night, and that's our typical routine. Thank you for joining me for this topic.